What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 77 of the Get Gear Podcast, where we talk everything New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national, and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, Grassani. Joined us around by Cunningham, Reich, and Marcellus Murdock. You can listen to the podcast right now on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also watch the Soundcast right now on YouTube. Also be sure to follow us on social media at GetYourGameOn. With all that said, it's time to get your game on. Yo,
Well.
Got a loaded show for you guys today.
We got MLB, March Madness, the NBA. We got.
Oh my God, we got so much to get.
I'm very excited for March Madness.
We got so much to get to.
Dude, I'm saying my pick. I'm calling my shot like I'm Babe Ruth. I'm being that person like I'm Babe Ruth. I'm saying the Duke Blue Devils versus Gonzaga, NCAA championship. Duke is winning their sixth pro championship program history, and Coach K is going out on top a champion. Mark my words. This is God talking to God, by the way.
I don't know yet about that Duke pick, Mike. We gotta take it game by game.
So I think I got faith in my team. I got faith.
We just gotta take it game by game.
We just suck. We just suck when we play shitty teams. That's our damn problem. But however, when we play against great teams, we bust that ass. We're like the Nets. We suck when we play against shitty teams. But we're good when we play against great teams.
We almost lost to Syracuse.
All right, guys, but you guys know what we're opening the show with, right?
Oh,
you guys know what we're opening the show. We were debating like about earlier today. I was waking up this morning. I was waking up early in the morning thinking we're probably gonna start off with football because during all the big trades that happened and all actions around the football. Now we promise we will eventually get the football on the show. We promise we will eventually get the football, but guys, you know what we're opening the show with. You guys know what we're opening the show with. Baseball's back.
I have no much to do. I can't. Oh, yo, I'm sorry. We gotta keep that as a blooper. I'm dead.
Trust me, we're keeping that. By the way,
yo, Adam,
the first ever appearance on the show of Yankee Picture. Yankee Picture, say hi to our audience.
Adam, I'm surprised you didn't run around again.
Hold on. I believe Yankee Picture has some thoughts on the locker coming to an end. What were your thoughts? Okay, he's saying He said
Pika. He said
no. He said no. I can translate. He's so happy at baseball back, and he says that Rob Manfred and the MLB owners can go someplace south.
Hey! This is a PG show.
He says someplace south. I put that in as a censor, Michael. That's technically okay.
To our fans that are hardcore, Pikachu said, "Go fuck the owners." That's what Pikachu said. Pikachu gang.
But anyway, in all seriousness, the MLB lockout is over. Both sides finally came to an agreement after like months of debating, months of both sides like with this hissy fit, more so from the owners than the players, but eventually they got the deal done. And like we spent last episode really giving like our in-depth opinion on all like the specifics of the lockout and stuff, and we said before that that we blamed more so the owners than the players for this lockout. But at the end of the day, we gotta give we're just happy that both sides could finally work out their differences and finally come to agreement. When you look at this agreement, guys, we're gonna get into specifics of it later on the show, but overall, I think this is a really great deal for the players. I feel like they got like a lot of what they were asking for, a lot of like the BS stuff that like the owners were taking advantage of throughout the years. I feel like they they at least they solved most. No, not all, but I feel like they've solved at least most, like a lot of like the core issues surrounding the sport, like that we mentioned last episode. Alex, I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael Marcellus.
100%, baby.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let me break down the new CBA here. Credit to Alien Galas on Twitter here. Here are a couple of the things that were that are good. That based on that are included in the new CBA. Like here's two that are right off the bat. You guys remember the 7-8 games from last year? You guys remember the 7-8 games from last year? You guys remember the 7-8 games from last year? They're gone. So that's good. No more 7-8 doubleheaders.
That's good. They had to get rid of those.
No more 7-8 doubleheaders. That's one.
They had to get rid of those.
They weren't that bad. They weren't that bad.
They weren't. I mean, they weren't
Wasn't
that
bad, but
honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I was honestly in favor of the 7-8 doubleheaders in the beginning because it honestly brought back a lot of this. Since I like covered the Jackals, I always kind of like made that connection because with the Jackals they have 7-8 doubleheaders, so it kind of brought that
The
deal
only
back.
thing I hate about it,
But here's the thing: I lost all of my feelings I lost that feeling, like, because you guys know last year I went to a Yankees Mets game for a doubleheader, and I spent all that money just to watch them lose, like in like a blowing a lead fashion, and I only got a 7-inning game out of it. And I'm like, yeah, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. But guys, I got even better news. You guys know the stupid runner on second base rule?
Yeah.
That's gone.
That wasn't that bad. Explain it to the viewers, Adam.
That I mean was
Adam.
That was just so stupid. That was just so stupid. I'm so happy it's gone.
Explain to our viewers who don't know the terms. You know.
All right. Oh, okay. So for those, I mean, they know what we're talking about, but for those of you who don't know, like MLB, like last year had this really, again, I'll say it again, stupid rule where you would have to have like in extra innings there would always be a runner on second base, and I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to like make extra innings go quicker. I get what they were trying to do with the rule, but it just didn't work.
It was in extra innings for like the last season, right?
It was an extra innings for last season. That's gone.
I think that was a shitty rule too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
because you had to have a runner on second base to start the inning off.
Yeah, and
I think that's just not fair baseball, because especially if you're the away team, one hit into the outfield's game over.
Exactly.
So it's not fair to the away team that wants to like have the closer, and you're up by a run in extra innings. Like, here's the thing. We all played baseball here. I ain't gonna lie. I played baseball in high school, and I played all my life. I think the rule is ridiculous. I believe, in my opinion, the worst rule is the infield fly rule. It's the most stupidest rule in MLB history, in my opinion. So automatic out because the ball goes in the infield? No, it's stupid. First of all, if the ball drops, what are you going to do? Say it's automatic out? No. Adam, that's my rule. I think it's stupid. It's the infield fly rule.
The infield fly rule, I don't think is. I personally think makes sense.
It's stupid. But you tell me, Adam, so like you hit the ball, right?
Yeah.
Infielder drops it. It drops on the floor. That's an automatic out? Be realistic. That's
no. That's not the infield fly rule. I believe is like where you can't like let the ball drop and then like intentionally let the ball drop and make a double play.
The infield fly rule is basically when it's up in the air and the ball is in the infield, is flying in the air.
Yeah, and like you can't like intentionally let the ball drop and try to like make a double play off it. I get that because if it was for the infield pyro, they would be able to exploit. They would be able to, the base runners would be able to exploit it. So yeah, but all right, but let's get back to all the new negotiations in the CBI. You guys know, here are some of the things that that are in this new CBA. Again, credit to Dean Gonzalez on Twitter. Here's one thing. Know what the both sides agreed on? We got 12-team playoffs. So we now have 12-team playoffs. And guys, I think that is a perfect compromise between like the playoff system of now and like the 14-team playoff that the owners were proposing, because I said for like 14 teams for a sport like baseball where you play like all throughout the regular season, that's just too much. You can't have that long of a regular season and just have like a 14-team playoff where basically everyone's getting in. I mean, you just can't do that. You just can't. It would destroy pretty much all meaning of the regular season. It would take away like a lot of the meaning of the regular season. So, but I do think 12. I think a 12-team playoffs makes sense because you look at last year, guys. There are a lot of quality teams that you could argue deserve like a playoff spot that just didn't get because last year there was only 10 teams. Now I think having it this way where there are 12 teams, 6 in each league, like I think that's a perfectly fair compromise. I feel like that's a perfectly fair compromise. But fair compromise because it's not, because it's getting to a point where like because it lets more teams in, but it's not to the point where it's the regular season, it still means something. It still means something. Like they're not necessarily giving like away playoff spots for free. And with 14 teams playoff, that would get to the point where it would definitely get started to get to that point. So personally, I'm in favor of the 12-team playoffs. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree or disagree.
Hey Boogie, what do you got to say on it?
I already just said what I had to say.
I said, hey Boogie.
Oh,
I forgot. I both call you A Boogie. I forgot. I both call you A Boogie. Yo, my fault. I gotta go nothing. Rich the goat.
I mean, I kind of like just like going off of what Adam said. I think that having no man on second to start off the extra innings is an even rule because it gives both teams a better chance of getting a win rather than getting a run every other battle. And I think that since the rule is changing to no runners on base, I think that it's definitely going to be challenging for each team this season to bring in runs because you never know what will happen, and maybe we might see 16 inning games again or anything like that. But I think that it's a great move for the MLB to do. I think that going normal back to normal is a good idea, and I'm really excited to see how these teams do once opening day comes around. And for the playoff format, I don't really understand how I don't have a good comprehend picture of how it's going to work, but I know that Adam has a better understanding about it, and I can always go to him and always ask him questions off air. And I think that it's definitely going to be a very interesting season.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not an expert when it comes to like these labor negotiations, but I am capable of holding my own. I am capable of explain at least most of it to you guys. Another thing they agreed on is universal DH, which Marcellus, that should make you happy. Finally, no more DH in the National League because that helps out your Mets.
It does.
Honestly, I like the DH rule. My fault, Adam.
I like that too.
Yeah,
I think for both leagues, but it's such if you're
I think it's
Ohtani,
fair.
unless you're Ohtani and you can't.
Ohtani will still be able to pitch. To still be able to pitch in there. But because I believe as it is right now, teams can still bat their pitcher if they want to. They choose not to, because why would you bat a pitcher when you have
Unless
you could just do a DH? Unless you're Ohtani, that's saying Ohtani is like the exception to the rule.
Oh, I'm going to say this: Ohtani's the best player in the league, in my opinion.
He's definitely up there. He's at least top 3.
He's
at
the
least
number
top
1.
3.
He's the best. He's like
Mike Trout's still up there, and Juan Soto is still up there.
The best player. You tell me this motherfucker can pitch.
Ohtani is the best player.
I get that when you were both. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. It's just
he's up there. He's probably like.
I'm not disagreeing.
When's the last time a person
he's definitely at the very least top 3. I'll have to think about where I rank the 3 later on. I'll have to think about my top MLB player rankings.
When is the last time that we've seen a pitcher have for the most part below 2 ERA and hit almost 40 home runs in the same season?
I believe Shohei Ohtani's ERA was higher than that. I think
we don't see that ever.
Yeah.
We weren't alive to see Babe Ruth, but Ohtani's like our Babe Ruth.
He is. I'm not trying to disrespect Shohei Ohtani.
You just did.
I say he was a top 3 player in the sport. How is that
the number 1
him?
He's the number 1 player in the league.
Debatably, he's arguably the best player in the sport right now. I can't say slam dunk when you got Mike Trout and Juan Soto, who are both absolute studs on their own, like in the league too.
I love Mike Trout. He's one of my favorite players, but I don't think Mike Trout is the king of baseball anymore. I don't think he's the king of it right now. I gotta give it to Ohtani.
We're let me tell you something. We're definitely gonna have to we're definitely gonna have to resume this debate at a later date. We're definitely gonna have to resume this debate at a later date.
Right,
this
Alex,
is interesting.
Let's ask Alex, because he's been.
Alex, who's the best player in the sport right now? Because right now I'm undecided. But I said it's between those 3. Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, and Juan Soto.
If you're talking offense, it's definitely Ohtani.
We're talking about all around game, all around.
I would have to say.
If you say Bryce Harper, I'm gonna smack you.
So don't worry, Alex is smarter than that.
Freddie Freeman.
No. He's not
even close.
I love Freddie Freeman. We're gonna get to him later on because there's a lot of rules on him coming to the Yankees. But I love Freddie Freeman, but he's not. I'm sorry, he's not the best player in the sport. I'm sorry.
I love you, babe. I can't with that answer.
How about let's see.
Juan Soto, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani. Pick up one of the 3.
But he said Freddie Freeman. I can understand because he was the MVP. That's why.
He was the MVP 2 years ago.
But he was the MVP, and he won a World Series.
Yeah.
I think he's in the top 5 best players in the league.
Top 5, I'm not sure.
Top 5. I say
he's top 10, top 15-ish in my opinion.
But I would say he's the best player in the National League.
How about Tatis Jr.?
Tatis Jr.'s top 5, but
depends.
I can't give you. He's not better than any of the guys I listed.
All right, Adam? What we got on the show? Because
let's continue on. A couple other things here is here's the one that's causing some controversy. Jersey and helmet advertising. apparently people are getting mad because now teams are gonna wear advertisers on their jerseys, and personally, I couldn't care less. Like I couldn't care less. Like it's a sport that you're gonna do everything they can to make money. If having a logo on the jersey makes them more money, then they're gonna do that. And I personally couldn't really care less.
Me either, brother.
Like it's not worth, like, guys, it's not worth getting mad over. I understand if you're like a baseball purist and stuff. Like I understand if you're a baseball purist, you like ultimately decide not to like it, but it's not a big deal. At the end of the day, it's not a big deal. I said the exact same thing last year when people were freaking out with the Nike logo being on the Yankee jersey. I'm like, guys, relax. It's not that big of a deal. All right, here's a big one. Here's two big ones right here. We were talking about before about the minimum salary, about the minimum salary, about how like the minimum salary is way too low.
Mm-hmm.
The new minimum salary for a Major League Baseball player is $700,000 to $780,000, which is like I believe a $200,000 increase. Which it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. It's not as much as like NBA players, as we said before. I don't think it's I'm not sure if that's as much as like NFL, but it is a step in the right direction. It is a step in the right direction.
Back in the day, baseball players used to make more than NBA players.
Yeah.
But now the NBA got better marketing. The niggas, those motherfuckers getting paid. NBA players, we getting paid, baby. We getting funky like a monkey.
Yeah.
NBA players getting funky like a monkey. Oh yeah, 2 more viewers. Funky like a monkey is one of my new catchphrases. There you go.
Thank you for that. Also, here's another big one. Luxury tax thresholds is being increased from thresholds that's been increased to 230 minimum. So 230 million. So basically it's basically 230 million. That's like the threshold like for the first luxury tax. Once teams have a payroll more than that, they will start paying like they will have passed the luxury tax threshold, and that's an increase. So I believe the last luxury tax threshold was 210 million. So that's like a $20 million increase. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's gonna help teams like and that's gonna help teams like the Yankees because we don't know how much the Yankees love to go under the luxury tax. They love to go under luxury tax every now and then to reset. So that's definitely gonna help the Yankees out. All right, here's another thing: draft lottery. The MLB's finally gonna have a draft lottery, which I'm in favor. Which you guys, I'm definitely in favor of this. In fact, I don't think it's enough. I believe it's a 16 draft lottery. I think it's a 16 draft lottery. Like I think it should be more than that. Like because with the way I'm happy there's a draft lottery, obviously, because now teams don't have at least not as much incentive to tank. But at the end of the day, it's still only 16. It's still only 6 teams, and you could actually argue that it would give like middle teams, like teams that are outside of the top 6, more incentive to like lose games. You actually argue that, but at the end of the day, I am happy. Like they probably couldn't like get more than like 6 years. They probably could. That a 16 draft lottery is probably all the Players Association could get right now. So I'll definitely be happy with. So I'm definitely happy with what they got. But I think coming next CBA negotiations, I think the players should definitely like try to get more like during next CBA negotiations, and I think they definitely will too. Because that's the thing, guys. Because that's the thing. Here's the thing. You guys know that I have like standard against the owners this one, because I said before the owners had a lot of systems in place that were exploited like the game and their players. I said before, and I'm saying again right now. But at the end of the day, guys, if the players or if anyone expected like if anyone expected the sport and the players to have all these issues resolved in like one CBA negotiation, then you're dead wrong. That wasn't going to happen. That just wasn't going to happen. That just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't. So the players, I'm sure they knew this. They had to be realistic in like what they were asking, and realistic in what they were asking for. Because if they were going to try to like I'm just tell you right now, if they had set their bar like a bit higher, then we probably wouldn't be playing baseball till like June or July. But the players knew, but the players definitely knew this, that this was definitely like this deal was definitely like really good for them. They got a lot of stuff that's gonna help the game move in the right direction, and I'm overall happy with the deal that the players got. I think this is gonna help grow the sport. Another two things too is, I don't know if you guys heard this, that they're expanding the bases. They're gonna have bigger aces, and they're banning the shift, and they're gonna implement a pitch clock. I believe the pitch clock is for 2023. And I believe the shift ban is for 2023 too, as well. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look both those up, but I'm in favor of all of those, because I mean, I wasn't totally against the shift. I wasn't one of these guys who necessarily hate the shift, but there were times where it's just like got ridiculous. I mean, having 4 outfielders, that's just, in my opinion, that's just like taking it way too far. That's just taking it way too far. Now you could argue that like banning the shift entirely may be in like a bit of an overcorrection, but you could argue that. But at the end of the day, I am happy because now like because these two things, like obviously the pitch clock is gonna help speed the game up. Like that's obviously number one. We know the baseball is too slow, but the baseball needs more in-game. The sport baseball needs more in-game action. Like they need more base stealing. They need more like balls in play, which they need more incentive for players to put the balls in play. Because I hear all the time of people like arguing for shift. Why not hitters just go the other way? Hey, because they're not. The players the players and like organizations believe that that hitting into a shift and trying to like hit over the shift is the best way. And if it results like with less balls to be put in play, like they're willing to take that sacrifice. Now with the shift banned, we're gonna see more contact hitting. We're gonna see more balls put in play. With the aces being larger, we're gonna see more stolen bases. We're gonna see more in-game action, which that is like desperately what the sport needs. Like at least for like viewing wise, the sport needs to like pull back a little on like these 3 true outcomes based on a lot of these MLB teams have been playing. I feel like these changes are definitely gonna help out with that a lot. All right, guys. Before we get to our hot take of the episode, one more baseball thing here is that with this negotiation with the lockout over, you guys know what officially starts back up again? You guys want to take a guess what starts back up again?
What?
MLB free agency. And that is interesting, guys. Do you guys know what's about to happen starting tomorrow? It's going to be the biggest free agent and offseason frenzy in like MLB history, because look at all the big name free agents that are still out there. Carlos Correa is still not signed. Freddie Freeman's still not signed. Chris Bryant's still not signed. There's I just named 3 right there. There's dozens more. Carlos Rendon. Who else? Nick Castellanos. There's more. There's so many players that are left unsigned. So, and you know what spring training is? The mandatory spring training date is? I believe it's the 14th. Am I correct? I'll look up in a second. But either way, like there's going to, with spring training being so too, teams are going to be motivated to like get like these players signed. Teams are going to be motivated to get these players signed in a hurry and have them report to spring training. So, guys, these next couple of days, like All I'm gonna say is make sure you have notifications turned off for Jeff Passan. Make sure you have notifications turned off for Ken Rosenthal, like all those guys, because it is going to be a frenzy. And as a baseball fan, I am here for it.
Oh, and make sure to have your notifications on for MLB Deadline News on Twitter.
Yeah, that's a great account. That's a great account. But getting back to so let's bring my team into this, the Yankees, and because they're a perfect example. Because you guys know the Yankees didn't do anything when free agency started. They didn't do anything. Like they were the Yankees. They were just silent. They for the most part were just they really made one minor league free agent sign. That's it. So they still have work to do. They need to figure out what they're going to do at shortstop. They need to figure out what they're going to do at first base. They need to figure out what they're going to do at center field. What they're going to do at catcher. They need to figure out their starting rotation. There's a lot of work the Yankees need to do. And I'll say that there's the two big names out there. Number one is Carlos Correa. You guys know that I am no fan of Carlos Correa. I have made that abundantly clear. But at the end of the day, if the Yankees did sign him, I would also be happy with it because I'd also be happy with it because at the end of the day, Carlos Correa is a stud and he would help the Yankees win. So I would also be happy with it. The one concern I've always had with Carlos Correa, at least to sign him is pain. It's like you're giving all those years to a guy like another right-handed bat. You're giving $300+ million to another right-handed bat when you already have Stanton locked up, and you're gonna be paying Judge soon. So is it really wise to invest that much money in another right-handed bat? So that's always been my big gripe with signing Carlos Correa. But at the end of the day, if the Yankees can sign him, hey, I'll be happy. But you guys know who my top free agent target is? Alex, you know who my top free agent target is, right?
I can't think of it on top of my head.
I talked about them earlier in the show.
The Yankees?
Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is I talk about because you guys have been hearing all offseason of how much I wanted this team to add a bit, not only a first baseman but a big time left-handed hitter. You guys have been hearing all along of how I wanted the Yankees to add a big time lefty bat. And Freddie Freeman is exactly that. He's one of the best left-handed hitters in all of baseball. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He's great defensively. He's clutch. He's a clubhouse leader. He's a champion. He's a total pack. Actually, in my opinion, he would be I think it would be a perfect fit for the Yankees. And there is some optimism. My dream may be going true because according to I forget who it was, but I believe I heard reports that from a bunch of sources, I believe Buster Only was one of them, that Freeman is narrowing his decision down between going back to the Braves and signing with the Yankees. That the Yankees are gonna make a push, are making a push for Freddie Freeman once the lockout is over. So I'm praying that the Yankees can add him because regardless of what they do elsewhere, regardless of what they do at shortstop, regardless of what they do at catcher, regardless of what they do at with the starting rotation in center field, if these add Freddie Freeman, he instantly makes them a better team because of all the reasons I just mentioned. If the Yankees, Freddie Freeman alone would really make this team better. So I'm really hoping and praying that that the Yankees can land him. So yeah, that's basically, so yeah, fingers crossed about that. And Marcellus, I want to bring you into this. I believe that Kyle Schwarber is a free agent, and I've heard some rumors that the Mets may be of interest. I saw some Twitter rumors that the Mets may be of interest. So that I personally, Marcellus, I think Kyle Schwarber would be a great fit for you guys because now with the new DH, like you could either A, have Schwarber playing left, have Schwarber play and have Schwarber playing left field. Sorry, you could either A, like have Schwarber like play first base or and have like Alonso DH, or B, you could have Alonso play first base and have Schwarber DH. So I think Marcellus, I don't know if you disagree, but I think adding Kyle Schwarber would be a great fit for the Mets. Marcellus, you there?
He passed out. Adam, you killed my cousin. Shame on you.
I mean, Alex, you wanna talk about the Phillies and what you expect from them, like before spring training and like in free agency and stuff?
Yeah. I'm really excited to continue watching this Phillies team, especially Rhys Hoskins, Bryce Harper, and some others. I'm really interested to see how their pitching rotation is this year. I know that the past years, it's been up and down for their pitching, and I think that having Aaron Nola in that rotation is going to be a much better look for their rotation. And for the beginning of the season, they start against Oakland at Philly. So I'm very interested to see how Oakland responds to the Phillies pitching rotation in that series. I think it's going to be a very it's something going to be a downhill series because each team is going to be very physical offensively at the batter's box, and I think that I can see the Phillies getting the series win against them. I know it's going to be tough, but I'm feeling a surprise series win for them to open up the season. And I think that like having the talent that they have can really brighten up the Phillies fan base. I know that last season they haven't done very much lately, and I know that this fan base has been spot on with the attendance the last couple of years, but I'm just curious to see how this team fights day in and day out. It's going to be tough for some series that they go up against, but I'm ready for the challenge, and I think that they are too. And I'm really anxious to get spring training underway.
Definitely. But all I have to say is we're definitely so happy to have baseball back. It's gonna be crazy, and it's gonna be a crazy phase. So I'm sure by the next episode a ton of deals will be done. We're gonna be able to discuss all of them. So it's great to be a baseball fan. But guys, you know what time it is? It is time for our hot take of the episode. So you know what this means. So guys, so to recap, last episode I argued that why Sean Marks is a top general manager in basketball, and as right as I was, a lot of these people on here disagreed, so my hot take was disapproved, and I am now off to an 0-1 start to the season.
Your hot take was like
but guys, since Marcellus had to leave us early and Chris and Sam couldn't be here, that means our spinning wheel is only at, and obviously I can't go since since I everyone else has to go again before I can go.
nominate Alex to go.
That means our spinning wheel is only got 2 names on it today.
I nominate Alex to go.
I still gotta spin the wheel, Michael. I still gotta spin the wheel. So it's either gonna be you or Alex. So Alex, Michael, you guys ready for me to spin the wheel? See who's gonna go today? Here we go. The hot take of the SO will be done by Alexander Benjamin Reich.
All
right, Alex. You're up. The floor is yours.
Kiss my ass, boy. I'm gonna get ready for this.
This
All the times good. Alex gave me hell for his hot take, for my hot take. They say payback's a bitch. Go on.
My hot take is Duke not making it to the Final Four.
I already disapprove. I disapprove.
They are not gonna make it to the Final Four.
Explain. Elaborate.
There's too much talent all over this country, and you do not know how good these teams are. And there's some talent that there's some unique talent that hasn't been in this tournament for a couple years back, but I do see some upsets happening for Duke in the first and second round, or maybe the Sweet 16, and I don't see them getting to the Final Four.
Wow. Alex, I don't disagree. I don't think that's necessarily an insult towards Duke, but when you look at the college basketball landscape, you got Gonzaga, you got Baylor up there, you got Purdue's up there. There's so many there's just so many great teams that I'm not sure that Duke's pass to the Final Four. It's not going to be a walk. It's not going to be a walk for you guys, Michael.
I mean, you could definitely see it earlier today. They had trouble against Syracuse, even though they won, and Syracuse is a tough offensive team. After seeing today's game, they couldn't handle their transition offensive plays for the majority of the game, and I think that looking forward, this Duke team is a big fluke, and people don't think that
a big fluke. A big fluke.
Yep.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Okay. You want to play hardball? Okay. Let me ask you a question, Rich the bitch.
Watch your mouth, my son.
Rich, what did I tell you about that sun crab? I'll kill you, first of all. 2, Duke, here's the thing. The regular season don't mean we're going to win the ACC tournament. There's no way. There's no way we're losing that. 2, Duke.
Go Miami.
Suck a dick. So first of all, Coach K is a better coach than your head coach, but we ain't going to talk about that. Eric Dixon is no match for Pablo Benchero.
I'm not talking.
You kind of got me mad. I'm petty now. You kind of got me mad. You could have just said something.
Wait. I didn't say Villanova would be making the Final Four.
You said Villanova had a chance. But here's the thing. Villanova's going to choke like y'all usually do. Y'all going to... And
this is my statement of my hot take. The 3 spots that Adam said are going to fill up, and the last one is going to be a mid-major team that's going to fill up the last spot without Duke.
What team would that be? Before I smack the taste out your mouth, what team?
Murray State.
You're on drugs. Adam, let's end this hot take. You know, before I curse out this show, we get kicked off the air. Let's end it. Alex, I disapprove.
Alex.
You failed. You failed miserably. You said sacrilegious shit, and I disapprove. Adam, next.
Okay. Alex, do you have any last final statements for your hot take?
Talking about teams, why the heck are you wearing Villanova colors white?
First of all, this was a free shirt, and two, why are you wearing Duke colors? Blue, bitch. Oh, you got quiet. Every team in basketball is white, you freaking buffoon.
Not every team.
Duke is white, you buffoon head. Send your pumpkin head. But Alex, I still love you. You a big old piece of shit. But we still love you anyway. Adam, if we're allowed to fire Alex, can we?
Talking about just one color, if you are watching the Seton Hall game right now, they have all gray.
First of all, this is black. Black is beautiful, motherfucker. Duke also wears black.
No. You said every team wears white. That's
white,
false.
White or gray. Thank you. So you could suck my left nut. Thank you. Bitch.
Okay. You added the second sentence after I said it. Thank you, bitch.
You my bitch.
You my
That's why
son.
you live in my house. That's why you live in my house.
You're
That's why
my
you stuck
son.
John's dick on the middle of the line, but we don't talk about that.
TMI, please.
Oh yeah, you're Cameron's bitch. It's okay.
Oh my God. Can you please?
We're gonna get kicked off the air, Adam. Alex, you know I love you.
Okay,
So
are you
you Rudy?
Alex,
too.
are you done?
Oh, Chris Cohen just texted me and said he agrees with my hot take.
That's the thing.
What?
Hold on. Hold on. All right, let's move on to
We need Chris's
all right, hold on. Let's move on to the approve or disapprove. Michael, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna approve it. I don't think it wasn't necessarily a diss towards Duke. Duke's a great team, but Michael, there's so much competition. Like Gonzaga, Baylor. There's so many great teams. I'm not sure if Duke can compete with all of them. So I feel like not Duke. That makes
Here's why I disapprove this hot take, because he did it out of spite towards me. So that's why I disapprove this hot take, because it was bullshit and bias. First of all, he only hates Duke because his dad went to the University of Virginia, but that's the only reason why he hates Duke.
Oh wait! This just in. This. Just
okay.
in.
Wait. Hold on. Let me finish. So we're now are tied. This hot take right now is a tie. I approve. Michael disapprove. So what are we gonna do?
But Chris can't vote for the show.
So guess what?
You know why?
I decided to bring in some support.
You can't ask Chris. I
decided to phone a friend. I decided to ask both our friends, Sam Morrell and Chris Kern, what they thought of this hot take as a tiebreaker. And guess what? Both Chris and Sam approve. So that's the tiebreaker.
Oh, heck.
Alex,
Adam,
your hot take has been approved.
No,
You're going to 1 and nothing.
That is bullshit, Adam. And you know it. You
It
can't
was a
phone a friend.
tiebreaker, Michael.
You can't phone a friend.
Tiebreaker.
You can't phone a friend.
I can phone a friend for a
That's
tiebreaker.
Bullshit. No, that is bullshit.
Tiebreaker,
You know
I can phone
this is some bullshit. Y'all some cheating motherfuckers.
In the event of a tie, I can phone a friend for a tiebreaker.
I quit.
It wasn't even your hot take, dum-dum.
I quit.
It wasn't even your hot take.
I quit.
Yo, Michael, just so with these two past hot takes, when you finally go back on the spot again, no.
I'm gonna be a dick. I'm gonna be.
Well, let's just say when it comes time for you to hot take, me and Alex aren't gonna forget this. Let's just say that.
Your hot take was just terrible.
Here's some of the text. Here's some of the text. Here's a text from Chris. Duke is already AF approve.
Where did they say this? What did Sam say?
If Alex said they are overrated, I'll approve.
Who? That's what Sam said?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to call this.
Alex, is
Hold
Duke
up.
overrated? Alex, is Duke overrated?
Alex hates Duke because I like him. That's the main reason.
Every damn effing year, they are overrated.
Oh,
Hey, wait, hold up. Villanova is trash, so don't get me started on that.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I would watch what you say. I would watch what you say.
Y'all going to choke like usual. You guys don't even make it half the time. Last time you guys even were relevant was in 18. Thank you. My only argument, mother effer. Hold up. I'm gonna give Sam peace of my mind.
what are you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm mad.
Okay, I'm still gonna agree, but that's a cap, like big cap. Just for the record, Alex, I told Sam that you said Duke was overrated every year.
This is some bullshit, but it's okay. Yeah. I told Sam I'm gonna kick his ass. I agree just for this once. That's what he said.
Okay.
I agree for this year. He said I only agree for this year, not every year.
Okay. All right, but Alex, your hot takes for food. You guys ready to move on?
Yep.
Oh, you guys are moving on to?
Right.
We're moving on to NFL. The offseason is fully underway. And guys, take a guess what the first trade we're going to be talking about today, guys.
What, your headline?
That's not a trade. But you guys know what trade went down this week in the NFL, right?
Russell Wilson. I don't even know.
Russell Wilson is on his way to Denver on an absolute blockbuster deal.
You on quote said, didn't you say he was going to go to the Giants? On quote,
I said I want him. I didn't say he was going to go. I didn't think he was.
He had a chance.
I said I wanted him. I said I wanted him, but it didn't happen. The Seattle traded Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick to the Denver Broncos. In return, Seattle gets Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick. So I mean, there's not much to say here other than I think it's an excellent deal for both sides because let's look at the package Denver gave up. Let's look at the package Denver gave up. You could look at that and say, oh, that's left. But for a star quarterback like Russell Wilson, who is right now at the very least a top 10 quarterback in the league, who's like one of the elite quarterbacks in this league, and you get him for a package like that, that is like a very, very solid deal. And this, in my opinion, this officially puts Denver into the playoff category for next year. This officially puts a playoff category Denver into playoff contention for next year, in my opinion, at least. Alex, I don't know if you agree, disagree.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
I mean, what are your thoughts on the trade?
I haven't really read anything about it. I've been busy with.
Yeah, you're a Sports Center, my dude. Come on. Michael, what are your thoughts on Russell Wilson going to Denver?
I don't even know what to say about that. That just blew me out of left field. I was like, he's going to stay in Seattle. He became a household name in Seattle. I thought he was going to go to any team. I thought he would go to the Panthers, in my opinion. That'll be the team I could see him going to. But
I mean, Denver. I mean, Panthers. I could get him going to the Panthers, but
hold on. Give me 1 sec. Or I could see them going to New York. You know what I mean? I could see them going to.
I'm gonna say right now, as a Giants fan, here's what,
Or
because
the
you guys know I
Jets.
want Russell Wilson. I want Russell Wilson because here's the thing, guys. You look at the package that Denver gave up. The Giants could have offered up a similar package. It's only the Giants could have gotten Russell Wilson for all those picks plus Daniel Jones and plus a couple of their players. You tell me the Giants couldn't have got Russell Wilson for like a guy like Kevin Rudolph, someone from the defense, like they could have included him. You're telling me the Giants could put together a package for Russell Wilson. So this, in my opinion, is kind of like a missed opportunity for the Giants because the Giants with this trade, with not making a trade for Russell Wilson, they had an opportunity to get their franchise quarterback to solve the most important position for us for at least, like, in my opinion, the next half decade. They had a chance to to solve all of their quarterback problem, and they ultimately decided to pass. Which means now the Giants that they made it clear that that they're gonna roll with Daniel Jones this year, and then in all likelihood they're gonna try to find a quarterback next year in next year's draft. Because that's ultimately like what I think the game plan for the Giants is. Now, I'm not necessarily against that, but when you look at as they say, the draft is kind of a crapshoot. So you had a chance to get to a short thing, Russell Wilson, and you didn't. So now the Giants are gonna have to go look for the next quarterback through a draft, and it's always a risky game. So let's just as Giants fans, we'll see how this plays out. Let's just hope for the best. Because the Giants are honestly not gonna get their quarterback in this year's draft. Because I want to bring this up too. We gotta bring this move up. Alex, did you hear what happened to your boy?
Carson Wentz?
Yes. Where is he going to? He's
The
back in the
Commandos.
division.
The Commandos.
He is now with the Washington Commanders for, I believe, 2 third-round picks, I believe?
I forget what it was, but
I'm pretty sure it was 2 third-round picks. But my big takeaway, because for that is Washington, we've heard throughout the side that they potentially could be a suitor for a quarterback in the draft. They're picking 11th? They could potentially be a suitor. The fact that they looked at this year's quarterback class and said, hey, we'd rather make a trade for Carson Wentz, that shows you that this quarterback class, guys, ain't it. This year's quarterback class ain't it. And I think the Giants would be stupid to really take any of these guys for the top 10 pick. I think because the Commanders show the Commanders show that what the NFL thinks of this year's quarterback class. So it also so the Giants if you were one of those who was on the Giants we're gonna get the quarterback in this year's draft, then I suggest rethinking that because I'm not in all likelihood that isn't gonna happen. They're gonna ultimately find a quarterback in next year's draft. But getting back to Carson Wentz, having Carson Wentz back in the division, I mean, Axel, I know your thoughts on that. What's your thoughts on having your boy back in the division?
It's definitely gonna feel when he comes to play at Philly again, it's definitely gonna feel that same way of kind of like Ben Simmons back in Philly type of atmosphere. I think that it's definitely going to be a very intriguing game to keep an eye on, and I'm really excited to see what he does for Washington. I think that he still has that skill level to compete at a high level. And as you could see in the past, he had a ton of weapons with Indianapolis. I think that he can continue making those impacts with Washington. And I'm just really anxious to see how he does with Washington. And I think that it's a pretty good fit for him. to be with Washington and have the ability to be in the same division as the Eagles, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's definitely gonna be very interesting. It's definitely gonna be very interesting. Definitely. But getting back to Russell Wilson and going to Denver, can we take a look at like the NFC, the AFC West here for a second? That's easy the best division of football. You got the Kansas City Chiefs with Mahomes. You got the Chargers with Herbert. You got the Raiders with Derek Carr. And now you have the Denver with Russell Wilson. That division, guys. I'm not, this is probably gonna be a hot take. I would not be surprised if next season, like all three of the AFC wildcards come out of the AFC West. I would not be surprised. Because really, like, pick the weak team in that division. Pick the weak team. Even last year with Denver, that Denver was still like a solid team. And they had, who they have their quarterback? I forgot his name. I forgot. Was it Teddy Bridgewater? I think was their quarterback. I'll have to look it up. I forgot who their damn quarterback was. Oh my God. I forgot who their quarterback was. And now you add Russell Wilson to a team that has a pretty solid defense, and they got some weapons. Russell Wilson, like, damn, that team is gonna be really, really fun to watch. Also, another big news was, take a guess where Aaron Rodgers is going, guys. He's going nowhere. He signed an extension with Green Bay for, I believe, 4 years, $200 million. And like, it just proves that like all the talk about Aaron Rodgers like potentially leaving Green Bay, oh, he's not happy in Green Bay. It just proves that all that talk was bogus. It just proves that all of that talk was bogus. Alex, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited to see what happens with these teams, and like I'm really anxious to see how these teams develop in the coming years with a high level acquisitions, and I think that having the chance to see what these NFL prospects can do in this upcoming NFL draft is going to be a very valuable piece for these teams. I'm speaking in every way these teams play, and I think that they have the ability to surprise people this upcoming season and have a really unique way to winning.
Definitely. I mean, there's some other moves that we gotta discuss. I mean, there's some other moves that we have to discuss that are worth building. I mean, Khalil Mack going to the Chargers, that's a really, really big pickup for the Chargers. Like, adding Khalil Mack, who, he's not as good as he used to be. He's still a very, very, very great defensive player, and he's gonna really make that Chargers defense a lot better. So that's definitely a big pickup. The Giants finally extended Sterling Shepard I believe it's signed to a 1-year extension. So I think that's a solid move. You bring back Sterling Shepard for one more year and help keep this offense somewhat together to see what you have in Daniel Jones. So I think that's a solid move. And Michael, my friend, this move was kind of like a couple of weeks, is like a bit old, but your Cowboys signing Amari Cooper. What are your thoughts? I mean, cutting Amari Cooper. What are your thoughts?
It surprised me because Amari Cooper is one of our best wide receivers on the team, in my opinion. I thought they would have cut Ezekiel Elliott. That's what I was thinking.
They weren't gonna cut Ezekiel. Like, let's be
That's what I was
honest.
going to, because Cooper had a better season, but they wanted to open the cap space so they can get major receivers.
Yeah, this is definitely. I think Amari Cooper was definitely a cap space casualty, and I feel like Dallas is definitely going to look to improve their receiving core with either through the draft or by making a trade. The one problem with that, Michael, is that this draft is not friendly on wide receivers.
It's like the worst football draft in football right now.
For offensive players, at least.
Like, it's like not a good draft.
It's not. It stinks that I love the NFL draft and I love breaking it and down, and I love getting to looking up all these prospects. But yeah, this year's NFL draft is not looking good. That's all we're gonna say. It's not looking that good. At least offensively, because there's still some solid defensive players that might be really out. There's some solid offensive linemen, but overall, this draft isn't the best. All right, guys. Before we get to our bets, a couple of NBA stories here was, I'm gonna take pleasure in putting my friend Alexander Reich here on the spot. And Alex, Net 76ers, Ben Simmons unofficial return, and what happened? The Nets blow out the 76ers, and it just proves that honestly a couple takeaways from this game. From this game for me. Number one, this needs to be an Eastern Conference Finals matchup. This needs to keep being Eastern Conference Finals. When you saw I don't know if you guys saw all this during the game, but you saw Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid, they were going at each other. They were exchanging words, they were going at each other. Both with their play and with their words, they were going at each other. These two teams, I feel like this is the beginning of a real big rivalry, in the NBA. This is definitely going to be the beginning of a real big rivalry, this is definitely going to be the beginning of a really big rivalry. In the NBA, this is gonna be spicy because both sides, I feel have reasons to not like each other. Both sides have reasons to not like each other. The 76ers obviously have no reason to like this because of Ben Simmons. Because of Ben Simmons, because we all know how Alex went on about how that debacle ended, and us Nets fans, we know we have no love here for James Harden the way he screwed us over. So this is gonna be the beginning of a real nice rivalry. This is gonna be really fun to watch. That game, even though it was a blowout, that game had the atmosphere of a playoff game. That game had the atmosphere of a playoff game. And obviously Ben Simmons couldn't play, but he was obviously on the bench, but he was on the bench, and as usual, as expected, Philly fans expressed their feelings to him. I think that's a good way to say it, Alex. Then they expressed their feelings to him. They were chanting F Ben Simmons. I believe they were heckling him on the way to the bus, which I kind of liked I kind of like the fact that Ben Simmons was at the game, because Ben Simmons is gonna have to deal with that Philly crowd for the rest of his career. He's gonna have to deal with the Philly fans heckling him and booing him for the rest of his career. So this is a good way for him to get used to it now, because from here on out it's only gonna get worse, especially if the Nets and 76ers meet in the playoffs. Alex, you're the Sixers fan here. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough situation for them, playing a tough, hardcore Brooklyn Nets team. it just wasn't their night mentally. I think that they definitely got off to a bad start in the beginning of the game, and seeing Doc upset with some of these players is speaks volume of this squad, and I think that the chemistry is there, but it just wasn't there tonight. And I really hope they learn from this moving forward, and having to play some tough opponents down the road. And they, I think one point they shot 11 for like 12 at threes. I'm not sure what part of the game that was, but Seth Curry, Kyrie Irving were tremendous for Brooklyn tonight. And they just couldn't stop KD either. And I'm really anxious to see what happens down the road with this matchup in the next meeting. And I'm really hoping that Ben Simmons can suit up to play. And I'm also Adam, I forgot to ask you, what was your thought on the Embiid and KD shuffle?
I mean, I gave my thoughts. I gave my thoughts on. I think it's the beginning of a really big rivalry between the Nets and Sixers.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely the beginning of a really I guess it's the beginning of a really big rivalry because these two teams like obviously don't like each other. They both have reasons like not to like each other. So this because I think this is gonna be really, really great for basketball. And it's gonna be really fun to watch these teams go out over the next couple of years. All right, one last story. Michael, I got ask your thoughts on this. Cam Reddish is officially out for the season, so that definitely is a big blow for your Knicks. Mike, are you there? Michael, okay, don't fall asleep on me here, boy. Okay, enough people falling asleep on me on the podcast for one day.
I just want to see your face when I was falling asleep. What's up,
Adam? Cam Reddish out for the season. Your thoughts?
Honestly, he's a value piece to the team, to the Knicks. But I'm just going to say next year he's going to be stronger because he's in the prime of his. He's not even in the prime yet of his career. Because I think he's a better chance since he's young. He's probably going to bounce back better than if you're older. Unless if you're a certain dude named LeBron James who doesn't get hurt that much and then he bounces back quickly. So I'm going to say it's a big loss, but it's better for him to be out now because we're not going no places. So that's what I got to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Knicks fans obviously can see this season as a wash and it's all about getting ready for next season and beyond. But guys, you know what time it is?
Bets of the episode.
It's time for our bets of the episode. So to recap last episode, our first episode of season 2, our first bet to season 2, it was half and half. 3 of us won, 3 of us lost. Do you guys want to go over the bad side? Or you guys want to go over the good side?
The bad side.
All right, let's go with the bad side. Michael, you lost. You had the Mavericks over the Jazz and the Lakers over the Spurs. I believe the Mavericks beat the Jazz, but the Spurs upset the Lakers, so that wrecked your parlay. Sam had the Pelicans over the Grizzlies and the 76ers over the Bulls. 76ers beat the Bulls, but Grizzlies beat the Pelicans, so that wrecked his parlay. Alex had the Warriors over the Clippers and Steph Curry on the over. I forget what happened to that game, but it didn't matter because he also had Purdue Fort Wayne over Northern Kentucky, and that wrecked his parlay. But everyone else won. Chris won his bet. He had the Grizzlies over the Pelicans on my line, so he won his bet. He has 3.45 points. I won my bet. I had the Nets over 36ers very smartly on the money line, so I win my bet. I add 16.8 points. And Marcellus hit on a big parlay. He had the Knicks over the Kings on the money line, and Suns over Magic on the money line. So he won his bet. He adds 23.13 points. So up there in the standing. So I'll give you our debut standings. Or we're not gonna do our star system yet, because I want to wait till we can separate the pack more, because right now we have a three-way tie for last place. But Marcellus jumps out in front early. He had early in first place in both categories, 1-0 record, 23.13 points. I'm currently in second place in both categories, 1-0 record, 16.8 points. Chris is in third place in both categories, 1-0 record, 3.45 points. And everyone else, you all have Michael, Sam, Alex, you all have no points and 0-1 record. So that's how we open up season 2. So we do have Chris's bet and we do have Sam's bet. Chris is taking Rutgers on my line over Iowa, and Sam is taking the Pelicans on the money line. So for the second episode, Sam is taking the Pelicans. All right, guys. You guys want to let the defending champion go first? Pete, do you guys want to let the defending champion go first?
Sure.
Okay. I can't hear you, Michael.
You gotta stop with this rating champ crap. You got one lucky bet. Fuck you.
I can say that until the end of this season at least. I can call myself the defending champion from now up until at least until February 2023. If you don't like it, Michael, I don't care. But here's my bet, guys. I've been debating it because I don't want to play any games anymore, guys. I'm tired of playing any games. I want to keep on this hot streak. I want to keep on this hot streak, and I want to win season 2 just like I did season 1. So I'm going right back at it. I'm going to take the Warriors over the Bucks on Saturday. I'm going to take the Warriors over the Bucks. The Bucks beat the Warriors the first time around. The Bucks are not beating the Warriors 2 times this season. They are not sweeping the Warriors this season. Warriors are just too good. Steph Curry is just too good. Klay Thompson is just too good. I believe the game is at home. Am I correct? So I really like this bet. So I really like this bet. So I'm going to take the Warriors over the Bucks on the money line on Saturday. And guys, that is my bet. Who wants to go next? I mean, this is an easy answer. Alex, go ahead.
Okay, so I am going to do a college basketball parlay.
Okay.
So I am going to do, let's see. I'm going to do Illinois over Indiana. And I am going to do Texas Tech over Oklahoma.
Taking Texas Tech over Oklahoma?
Yeah.
And what was your first bet again?
Illinois against Indiana.
Okay. Both those games are tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
All right, I gotcha. All right. We saw Marcellus' bet. So, Michael, are you gonna go for Marcellus? Did Michael leave?
He texted his bet.
All right. Yeah, he texted his bet. He's taking the Knicks over the Grizzlies and Celtics over Pistons. So I'm pretty sure that's his parlay. But Marcellus had to leave early, so we don't have Marcellus's bet. Or do you want me to make a Knicks, or do you want me to make? So, or you want me to, or actually want me to make a Celtics? The Celtics bet Marcellus' bet.
Sure.
Okay. But guys, that's all for our bets. That's all for this episode. Nothing else to say. I mean, nothing really else to say. I mean, we talked. I mean, it was definitely like so much going on in sports right now. I mean, with times right now, with all the dark times that are going on like in the world, like it's nice. It's these moments like now with all the craziest going on in sports, with all the craziest going on in the NBA, like with all the craziest going on like with baseball coming back. These are the type of moments we live for as sports fans. These are I think you can agree these are the type of moments that make life worth living.
Yeah, like every single day, it's definitely worth being alive and being able to have the opportunity to do what we do. I'm really grateful for this podcast, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you.
And amen, brother. I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for everyone else on this podcast as well. But guys, any final thoughts? I'm gonna take that as a no.
I got one thought.
Go ahead.
Miami over Duke later today.
Oh,
by at least 6 points.
Wow. Hot take the end of the episode, Alex. I like it. But that's it. This has been episode 77 of the Gay Game Podcast. Yours truly, I'm Grassani, Mike Cunningham, Alex Reich, and Marcellus Murdock. Really good you heard. Be sure to leave a like and follow or subscribe to the podcast. Also, if you want to join the conversation, leave a comment on YouTube or reach out to us on social media. We may feature what you have to say in a future episode. Remember, my friends, don't reduce this fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it, and dive in. See you next time, and until then, stay lit.
Go Miami.